Going around the table, though, I guess besides you, since you don't on the fence about marriage, but whatever. Let's just say you want to get married. Will you take your husband's last name fully?
Yes.
Yes.
No hyphenation bullshit. What? Huh?
No.
Fidel Castro is going to fuck you up, dude. Wait, no, you won't take your husband's last name.
I mean, if it's pretty, maybe, but like I like my last name.
But you want a guy to pay for first dates.
I mean, I can pay for it if you can pay for it. Like, it's just that
You just said you would rather be at home cooking than going on
I
a date.
would, but like if I like this guy, like she said, like, you know, if I
Okay,
ask
if you like the guy, why not take his name? But hold on, we'll come back to you. Will you take your husband's last name?
Of course.
Take your husband's last name?
Maybe.
Into the mic?
Sorry. Maybe. I mean, I like my last name, like what she said. I like my last name. We're the only ones in the entire world with that last name. And we're all girls remaining in our family. So yeah, I would maybe want my name. But I would definitely take it if it was something that he wanted me to do.
He wants it. He really, really, really wants
he's
it.
begging for it.
Take your husband's last name?
No.
No?
You shouldn't be getting married if you can't take your man's last name.
She got the doctorate
Why?
on her
Why?
own, so it's
I just
her
think
name.
that it's just because, you know.
You go, girl.
If
Okay.
you're taking his
I have
last
not
name.
taken his name.
You've not taken your
Not
husband's
yet.
name. Last name.
I'm actually kind of in the process right now.
Did he pay for all the first dates though?
He
all the
did.
dates? He pays for the dates. Does he pay for the housing and stuff?
Well,
you
I
guys
bought
live
the I bought the house prior to knowing him, which is actually why I haven't taken his last name yet, because it's a pain in the ass to change all that. But
Will you take your husband's last name?
Yes.
So no, but you said you're fine with the guys not paying for dates, right? You?
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing to really pick apart there. You won't take your husband's last name. You won't take your husband's last name.
Depends on
Why? Here's what I'm curious about. You guys just want traditional benefits when it suits you, but in any metric by which tradition doesn't benefit you or suit you in some way, you reject that component of tradition.
I feel like it's a conversation.
Tradition
What's the
is stupid
conversation?
anyway.
Okay.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Let's say there was a guy who he's not like the most amazing guy ever, but like you like him, you know, you're in the middle, whatever. So you're attracted enough to him to go on a date with him. But he says to you before the date, I want to have a conversation about who's going to pay on the date. And he's going to want to have as many conversations as you would want to have on that related, sorry, fucking brain fart.
Where's that
Related
noise?
He'd
See
want to
that-
have as many conversations as you would want to have about the last name thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go on a date with him because, like, why is he already asking about paying? Like, if he didn't have the money, I can pay.
Oh, why is he considering marrying you
Yeah,
when
the first date,
you're
that's
already
red flag.
asking questions about taking his last name?
I wasn't asking, though.
You said there would be a conversation.
I feel like if we were dating after the first date, like, you know, years.
You've been,
I feel
you've
like-
been
my
dating for
question
like
is-
2 years. You guys are engaged, and he's like, hey, by the way, you're taking my last name, right?
See that? Like, why would you, by the way, you're taking my last name. What does it mean to take your last name? Like,
You change.
I'm your property.
You change.
Or, like, what does it mean?
You change
I'm
your
asking.
last name to his last name, and your kids have his last name.
But I have my mom and my dad's last name, so.
You have a hyphenated last name.
No, I have two last names.
It's like it's Latina. It's like
It's a
Latina.
a
thing.
Spanish
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, he's American. Or he's from fucking Toronto or however the fuck they do this shit in Canada. In Canada, though, he's based as fuck. He's paying for all your dates and shit. He's like, listen, Leah or whatever your not OnlyFans name is.
Listen,
It's just like a short name. My name is very similar to that.
Cool. He's like, wants you to take his last name. You taking his last name?
I mean, like, if it's a big deal to him, maybe, because he seems like
Maybe.
Yeah.
You don't need to be with a man and you're not taking his last name. Because taking the last name is just a part of the commitment. If you can't do that, which is so basic, you don't need to be in a relationship with this person.
Then I guess I wouldn't, because I don't know. It's just like, to me, it's like, why does it mean so much to you? You know what I mean? Like, to me,
It's
my last
tradition-
name,
Why does it mean so much to you that guys pay for first dates?
it doesn't. Like, it's
But
just like,
it does because you wouldn't be dating him if he didn't pay for the date.
no, it's that he didn't pay. If he was asking already, like, oh, who's going to pay for the first date? Like,
Yeah.
why are you concerned about that? You know what I mean?
Because he wants to go 50-50.
Okay. If he's really hot, like, maybe I would, but
No, he's like average attractiveness or whatever.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You got to pick a side.
okay, if it comes down to, like, the perfect guy and he wants me to change my last name to his, I would. But,
Do you
like,
think you're going to get the perfect guy?
I hope so. that's how I would get married. Otherwise, I would just stay single.
Wait, just to be clear. Wait, hold on. You're not going to settle unless you get a perfect guy?
I wouldn't settle. First of all, I don't believe in marriage thinking about divorce. Like, I won't get married thinking like, oh, this is not gonna like be forever. Like, I don't want to have kids
you
with
want
somebody
the
that
perfect guy.
not the perfect guy. Nobody's perfect, but like, you know what I
Right.
mean. The perfect person for me, like in the sense of like, oh, he's not gonna be mad if I don't want to change my last name. If I want to change my last
Oh,
name.
okay. So the perfect, you're willing to change your name for the perfect guy, but the perfect guy wouldn't want you to change your last name.
Or it wouldn't be that
Great.
big of a deal. Like,
Okay.
it would be like,
That's helpful.
I feel like it makes sense though, because I wouldn't want to be with a person that it's so like pressed about that.
Yeah, but it's an easy way to just avoid the question. Well, the perfect guy, he wouldn't want me to do that. But I would do it for the perfect guy, but he wouldn't want me to do
But like,
that.
I'm saying
Correct.
nobody's
It sound all over the
perfect.
place.
I feel like you could have a person that it's like, oh, like change your last name. You know, I give you so much money, but like you have to change your last name. Or you can have a person that doesn't have any money, but like you do whatever. Is that a person perfect or not? I think nobody's perfect. I'm just saying somebody that meets like all the boxes that I'm like
All right.
looking for.
I'll come back to you. You won't take the guy's last name. Why is that?
Oh, I already told you. So the reason is simply because we are the last of our name, 1,000-year-old name, and there's only 2 girls remaining. My brothers died a few years ago, so it would be something that I would want to talk to them about and maybe keep my last name so that if we have children, they can carry on that history.
What?
But I mean, if it was very important to the other person, I would take it. And you know,
Yeah, very important.
If it wasn't so important about my history of my name, then I wouldn't even ask them to consider it. I would just take their name. That would be fine with me. You know, I'm a lot more traditional than
Minus
you know.
the porn.
Yeah, minus the corn. Yeah, I'm very traditional. I mean, I'm voyeuristic. Doesn't mean I can't be voyeuristic. I can be a freak and still be traditional. Can I not? Can I not?
Brian disagrees.
No, you can't. You can't be showing your butthole on the internet.
I can.
And also be traditional.
I can. It's my life. I can do what I want.
I'm a white man, but I'm also a black man.
Exactly.
From the waist down.
Exactly.
I
And
can
I'm a
have
white
traditional-
girl with straight hair and I'm flat chested.
I
But that's only because I identify with that. And I would be
identify-
offended
I
if somebody said
identify
otherwise.
as a black man.
I feel that I can have personal, I can have traditional ways for myself while doing something professionally for my business. So my business it's an extension of myself, but it doesn't define me completely. So if I choose to be traditional in a relationship, that's my
Work.
right.
It's like
It does
I'm
work.
a Christian, but I reject the Trinity, and I don't actually believe in Jesus. That wouldn't make
It's like
sense.
Gnostic or something. I don't know what that
You wouldn't. Well, you wouldn't be. No. What? You,
No.
You wouldn't be a Christian. And in this way, if you're a sex worker, you cannot claim traditional. Like, yeah, you could cook, you can clean, you can do all this other stuff, but
it's-
you're not
How
traditional.
can I not
There's
claim
all-
it? I
there's-
just said
You
it.
can't
Didn't
claim
I?
it.
I said it, so I just claimed it.
What
Okay,
about
well, I'm a
conservative?
billionaire. I must be a billionaire.
Maybe
What
it will
about
be, yeah.
conservative instead of traditional? Like, I feel like we have like what's it called? Conservative views. Like, I feel like having sex. Yeah.
Conservative. You're conservative.
No, I'm not conservative, but I have conservative like thoughts that I have. Like, you know, like it's the way I was raised. It's like my grandma's Christian. Like I don't know.
How were you? Wait, how were you raised? What do you mean?
Like, I was literally like I've never had sex. Like literally. Yeah.
Like literally?
Yeah.
Like literally. Wait, you lied about your name. You lied about your age.
I didn't lie about my name. My name is just like short.
Wait, hold on. So, okay, OF girl lied about her age. Tattoos.
And piercings too.
Piercings?
Yeah.
Where? Nipples?
Yeah, but
Wait, oh, wait. Hold on. Whoa. Wait, no.
what the fuck?
It's logically possible that a woman could have nipple piercings and be a virgin. I ain't taking that bet, bro. It's possible.
I got a belly button piercing when I was 12 in Cuba, and then I took it off,
The
and I got
fuck?
it again when I was like 18. No, like this year.
I'm just nipple piercings and virgin. It's possible, I guess, but it's
not
really
probable.
not probable. Yeah,
Well, that's the duality of man.
it's a duality.
I got my tongue pierced when I was 14.
Did you take it out?
The fuck are they doing at 14?
Is it still?
No, I did it myself.
You pierced your
Yep.
But wait, but when did you lose your virginity?
On purpose?
No, not until way later.
Is that when you found out you're like maybe on the spectrum? You're like,
No. That was what did it. My life's over.
that's bold. That's crazy.
I was just like saying like being proud about doing OF. I feel like I'm not super like telling everybody that I do OF because of my grandma and because of like my family. Like some of them, I
You
feel
bring dishonor to your Cubano family.
like no, all of them.
Is that
no,
a
everybody.
sandwich?
Cubano?
Yeah.
Wait, so you don't
Yeah.
when you do OnlyFans?
I don't.
But you're on a podcast that's going to to be seen by probably millions.
You think her grandma's gonna watch this podcast?
Abuela,
speak
what's up,
English.
Abuela?
Honestly,
Abuelita! Hey, what's
Oh my God,
up?
I knew it. I knew it.
So why don't we start? Let's see. We'll just go down. A woman's past should not matter. Karen, you agree with that statement?
Wait, Karen or
Miss,
Karen or
oh
Karen?
my God, I'm just going to call you Special K.
Call me Karen. Yeah. there it is.
Special K, you agree that a woman's past should not matter. Madame Corpus Christi.
Madam Houston, put some respect on my name. Ryan. Whatever the hell your name
You want
is.
to talk respect?
Zion.
You want to talk about respect? Are you- That's what I thought. That's what. Damn. Okay, chill.
It's
out,
getting
man.
really tense in here.
She's not even blinking. Shit. Matt. Okay. You agree. Leah, you agree. Jade does not agree. I can't even read your penmanship.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's just
It's me?
like, what is that? Can you read that?
That says
What is
Anna.
that?
I mean,
That's just.
It's a
You're
cute
welcome.
little
I know it's
A.
Anna, so I can see it, but
Put it on
Anytime y'all
them.
need me to write up something for you. Pretty, right?
It's like it's really pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Because it was so pretty, it couldn't focus.
You
I don't know what the
seem to
question
be
was.
fine. I guess you don't agree.
What was the question?
Kari, you think a woman's past should not matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So those of you who agree with that statement, why should a woman's past not matter? Starting with you.
Wait, a woman's past should not matter? Wait,
Yeah. You circled. Okay, the statement is a woman's past should not matter. You circled it, indicating you agree with the statement. Why?
Oh, I think I read it wrong.
So a woman's past should matter.
I think that everyone's past should matter because I think that was the first one, so I didn't really understand. Remember, I asked you
This
about the rules.
confused, yeah.
But I think
Directions
it
at the
should.
top, but-
I think it should. I know there's directions at the top.
Repeated
I
it
didn't even
like
see the
5
directions.
times.
I know.
It's okay.
I'm really bad at like tests.
It's okay.
Okay, so I think
Not
I
all
think
of us
everyone's
can
past
be-
matters.
300 IQ question, whatever podcast questionnaire. Takers.
I know.
Was
It's
it
super
was in
challenging.
parentheses the body count?
Huh?
In that first question was in parentheses body count.
Yes, body
Oh,
count
yeah.
in parentheses.
I think everyone's past matters. I think it makes them who they are. And so that's why I agree, or I don't even know if whatever.
But you agreed that a woman's past should not matter.
I know,
So-
I did that wrong. I
Okay,
did that
so-
backwards.
okay.
The first one I did backwards,
All right,
everything
moving
else I got right.
to you.
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 Do I think a woman's past shouldn't matter? I don't think a woman's past shouldn't matter because a man entering a relationship with a woman worried about her past is worried about the wrong damn thing. He worried about her body count when he need to be worried about taking over her mind and controlling her in a way that she's never been able to with other men because those body counts don't matter if none of these men have ever dominated her in the way she needs to be dominated.
Poking me.
So you, okay.
Act like you understand so we can move on.
What's with the attitude?
Ain't no attitude. I'm just talking. So now that I got a little energy behind it, it's an attitude. Correct.
I need more.
A
energy.
little attitude.
You wanna,
Can we get an energy drink?
Anybody else detect a bit of an attitude from Miss Mademoiselle?
All I'm saying is
Yeah.
what you asked me. I answered your question. That's simple.
What?
oh, thank you. Oh,
Oh, thank you.
Oh, the
Is
same
it okay
ones.
with context?
A little bit of an attitude. A little uppity.
I think we can all see it, right?
What's that?
We can see it, right?
I can see it.
Yeah. It's like what you say, a fact. What was it?
Yes. Say it in Spanish so we can all understand.
Wow. Un facto.
Leah, a woman's past should not matter. Why is that?
Cierto.
Because
Someone said,
this-
Brian, why is your future wife upset at you?
I see that.
I don't know about that one.
Oh man.
I would never marry a bad built man.
I think the woman's past shouldn't matter
Unless he got
because
that dough.
like a man's past shouldn't matter either. Like, if a man is asking you how many people you've slept with, that should be a red flag. I mean, I get it. If you have like a reputation or something, like I guess me, for example, like I do OF and he's asking me. I see that a little bit valid, I guess. But like, let's say, I don't know, her, like, you know, she doesn't do OF. I think it would be a little bit offensive that you're like asking.
Wait.
It's my opinion.
Okay.
I
All right.
agree.
And then
You ask these questions like the same
Kari,
questions to everybody.
you, a woman's past should not matter. Why is that?
I mean, I would be a hypocrite if I said it did matter because I've been with quite a few people. So
Oh,
We love an honest woman.
well, honesty is the best policy.
Oh.
What?
Who's
The
lying?
concept.
Such a concept. Okay. I kind of want to wait until we have everybody back at the table before I get into the next thing. So I'm going to come back to that. A woman should not be rejected because of her weight. Leah, you disagree. And I'm trying to see if anybody else disagrees. No, that's it. Leah, why should, or why do you, I guess, agree with that? Why should a woman not be rejected because of her weight?
Because I mean, she could be. I guess that's like the guy's like opinion.
Yeah, but you would say it's wrong, right?
A little bit, but
Why?
because I feel like it's a little bit rude. But
Why
I
is
feel
it
like
rude?
if a girl is asking a guy out, she should know what kind of like if like she would be his type. You know what I mean? I hope. Right?
Would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
Depends.
On what?
The personality and all stuff, other stuff.
Whatever the bare minimum personality is for you to date a guy who's 6 feet tall, it's that personality, but he's 4'11".
Does he have other qualities that make him like better? Wait.
Whatever the bare
4'11"?
whatever the bare minimum hold on, whatever the bare minimum personality or whatever metrics are for you to date a guy who's 6 feet, that's what the guy who's 4'11" has.
No.
No. So the 4'11" guy has to make up for it in other ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like 4'11", like what are we doing here? Like I'm kind of short. That kid's like,
But what
Back
that
to
would you're saying your kids would be short?
yeah.
Yeah, but a tall guy is going to have to think that dealing with you.
But that's just like whatever. Like
Oh,
his
okay. So
problem.
it's,
I don't know. Isn't that
Interesting.
normal
Okay.
though? Like isn't there a lot of like tall guys with short girls?
yeah, but I guess what I'm trying to explore here is you said a woman should not be rejected because of her weight, but you would reject a guy because of his height.
But that is a very like big case. 4'11". Like okay, he said 5'9", 5'6". I would date that. If
Okay.
you see like a big, like super huge girl compared to like a skinny guy, I feel like I see that, like, you know, maybe, but that's his option.
Okay. Let's see. Well, all right. I think it's fine if a guy wants to reject a woman if she's overweight or underweight, I suppose. Wrong for a man to dump his girlfriend if she regularly turns him down for sex. You agree that that's wrong. Madame, you agree that's wrong. Oh, Jade, you wrote. Wait. Damn, bro. Jade, you didn't follow the instructions. What the fuck?
I didn't.
You like
See, I'm
wrote
not the
your
only
answer next
one.
to it. No, you didn't even circle.
Oh,
Well, she got here a little bit
I
late.
was filling it out as we were about
Reading
to go on.
is essential.
Oh.
Oh, so woman's passion.
She was,
So, okay, you think a woman's passion not matter?
No, I do think it should matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wrong for a man to dump his. Okay. Wrong for a man to dump his girlfriend if she regularly turns him down for sex. Kari, you also think that that's wrong. And Libby, you think that that's wrong. So those of you who think that that's wrong, you agree with the statement. Why is that?
I mean, it's a mutual thing. It's an act between two people. And if both people like aren't in agreement of that, then at that time, I don't know. I think that it shouldn't be something that's like forced upon her.
Yeah, I agree. So consent is crucial, but what I'm trying to get at here in the question, is it wrong for a man to dump his girlfriend if she regularly turns him down for sex? We both agree that consent is absolutely necessary, unequivocally.
Okay.
However, if she's not having sex with him, you're saying it's then wrong for him to dump her because of that.
Yeah, I mean, well, if she doesn't want to have sex with him, then I think it's something that you need to get into the mood for. And it's like if they're a partner, if she's saying that she doesn't want to have sex with him, maybe there's a reason. And if he dumps her because of strictly just not wanting to have, that she doesn't want to have sex with her, well, and that's his priority, then yeah, I mean.
But the key word is regularly, continuously happens.
Regularly turns him down for sex.
I would think something is going on there, like she doesn't like you or something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at.
But then why is she in the relationship?
Exactly.
Why are they in the relationship? Yeah, that's true.
But
I don't know.
what if something happened, like she got depressed or something happened in her life that now she doesn't really feel like having sex or something?
Maybe she's depressed because she's not
Having sex.
The chicken or the egg?
I don't know, if you ain't getting laid, it's hey, sex is
Sex is natural. People put so much pressure on sex, and I get it if it means something. I get it if it means something to you, but it doesn't have to mean something to everybody just because it means something to you. Sex is a natural thing. So if you get into a relationship, sex should be the bare minimum. You get into a relationship with somebody because I assume you like fucking them, because that's just something that you shouldn't settle for as a man or a woman. So when you get into a relationship with somebody, if they're withholding sex, which is the whole, one of the main reasons for being in a relationship is to have somebody that you can have fun with. If somebody is somebody that you can, have fun sexually with, I think it's okay to dump somebody for that, because you basically are
incompatible.
Yeah, you deceiving somebody, especially if it was about, if you got the sex in the beginning and you're not getting it now. Now you're just deceiving your partner.
You said it was wrong for a man to dump his girlfriend.
No, I agree. I agreed that
it
was right.
You agree. No, but the statement is wrong for a man to dump his girlfriend if she regularly turns him down for sex. You circled it, indicating you agree that it's wrong.
Oh, well, I disagree then. I disagree with that.
Reading is important, guys.
What about
Reading
you?
is essential.
I think that they should talk about it and figure it out first.
Yeah, sure.
And then if there's underlying issues that can't be fixed and the relationship is busted, then the relationship is busted. But if it's just solely based on sex alone, then there's a communication falter.
Let's assume that's the only problem.
Right.
Then
he goes to her, is like, babe, is something wrong? She's just like, no, I just don't want to. We have a different sex drive or whatever it is. Boo. And then he wants to have more sex. That's the only problem. And she regularly refuses him. And he says, babe, I want to have more sex. And she says, no.
I think that
under those circumstances, would it be wrong for him to end the relationship?
I feel like it's right at that point.
It's his preference.
He's not wrong.
If you're in a relationship and you have different preferences and it's going to come down to one person being unhappy and the other person being happy, you're not with the right person.
Exactly.
So I think it is fair at that point. But the way that it was stated, it made it sound like the guy, she was rejecting him versus they had different sex drives. Well, because it did say.
Well, I mean, I added that, I guess, but wouldn't that make sense though? That there could be multiple reasons why she's rejecting him for sex, but I mean, I don't want to paint it like there's some other nefarious issues going on in the relationship. She's regularly turning him down for sex. It's just kind of that simple. But
seems like they're just
I guess my question is, what is the appropriate compromise in this situation? He wants more sex. She wants less sex. Does he defer to her? Does she defer to him? Do they meet in the middle? what's appropriate?
There is a possibility of both people getting what they want out of a relationship. If you're not getting what you want out of the relationship, then you don't need to be in it. It's that simple.
There's compromise too.
Yeah, there is compromise,
To a
but
level.
if you are sacrificing your principles or your morals or your beliefs or just anything as a basic natural right of having sex, then you don't need to be in that relationship, because you're lying to yourself and you're lying to your partner thinking that that's going to be okay for the rest of your relationship, because that's why the relationship ended in anyway.
I feel like that happens a lot with like when you date like bisexual people. Like they think, oh, they're okay with like just one person, like a woman or a man.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, they're not.
It's all
Like,
fun and games and hot when you hear that a woman likes women, until you realize this woman is devoting her time to another woman. She's giving her body to another woman, and that intimidates you. And if you think that's going to intimidate you, then maybe you should rethink, your dating choices and your lifestyle.
I feel like I was gonna say the best thing to do is to have a conversation with your partner and to see what's up after like a while. Like if they say no and no, and honestly, at a point you can just like walk away, because that's not what
Yeah.
you want. Like you have to be happy too.
Correct.
I feel like when you're with the person for like many years, you should try to work as much as you can, but you shouldn't put your own like happiness at risk, because a lot of people, like you said, get like dopamine or like I don't know what the word was, out of like sex, right?
They get to see you.
Yeah.
You say dopamine?
No, I was trying to say, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I'm just trying to say that they should break up if they're not compatible.
What do you think on it?
Well, obviously my answer is from like a Christian worldview. So do I think they should be having sex in like if they're not married? No. But I guess if you're asking if I was not a Christian, I could understand why you would do that.
Well,
or
what
like
about in
in
the
marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where you have to compromise and be like, okay, the wife, you should then have more sex with your husband. And maybe it's not every time, and there's like a give and take and laying down each other's your wants for the other person, because two are becoming one. Now, I don't know like what the exact ratio of like 50-50 on compromising that, but I do think there's a duty for the woman to have sex with her husband. And sometimes that means for the guy too, maybe it's not that night. So I think it's just like mutual love and respect in that scenario.
I feel like adding what she said, I feel like when you agree on a relationship, you know what you're signing up for, right? If this person is like, oh, I'm saving myself for marriage, you shouldn't expect this person to like have sex with you without marriage, right? But if you're like having sex and like, years or whatever, and out of nowhere you're saying no constantly, something's going on. I don't know. That's wrong.
Switch. Karen, we have to hear from you, Miss Married.
Well, obviously, as you get older, your sex drive changes somewhat, but I don't know. I'm with you. I think as a wife, yeah, you need to fuck your husband. That's your job. Is what put that on your W-4. What did I do? I fucked my husband. So yeah.
There you go.
need to do
There
that.
you have it. From the
It's-
married woman at the table.
I have a question, Karen. Is the sex drive different from men, like older men compared to older women? As like, when they're age?
It's like using my husband and I for an example.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. He's
Does he
older
have-
now too. So
But does he have like a higher sex drive than you? Or like
no, we're about the same.
Okay.
When we first met, that's all we did. That's all we did. He was playing baseball, and I'd fly to go see him. But then as you go on, and we didn't even know each other. That's the only way we knew each other was in the sack, literally.
It was one night stand, right? That's how it started.
It was.
I feel like relationships like that last
Yeah.
longer.
I swear.
Like when there's sexual, so much sexuality between, like tension or
Yes.
chemistry, that lasts for a long time.
Yeah, and it
Right.
wasn't until years later that we really, really got to know each other, and now we're best friends. And do we have sex 4 times a week, like the Real Housewives do? No, because you know what? Nobody does.
Yeah,
That's
people.
a lie. That's a lie. People that are 60 that are telling you they're banging 5 times a week, they're not.
I mean, do you even want to at that point?
No, I plan to.
Yeah, people that, are comfortable with themselves sexually, they're, comfortable enough to sleep with somebody on the first night. I hear that those relationships last the longest because they not trying to fake the funk for nobody. They know they both want to have sex
And
and they both agree to it, and it's,
I did it
a
because I
blast
got
after
dumped.
that.
I
Yeah.
had gotten dumped that day, and I met him in a bar, and my best friend was like, "Just here's a handful of condoms. Just
way
go
the
do
best
it."
way to get over
That's
it is to
exactly
get
what she
under it.
said, and I had never done that. And I was like, "Oh my god, I can't do
Wait.
this." And I'm like, "Oh, maybe I
Wait,
can."
hold on. And wait, how long were you in that relationship? You said you got dumped that day, right?
I had gotten dumped that day. Yes.
But how long was it?
Just a few months.
Couple months,
Yeah,
boyfriend.
just a few months. But it
You
was
got
like
dumped
a
that
guy.
day. Go to
Yeah.
the bar, handful of condoms from your friend, have the one night stand, and then it's like a rebound. That's a rebound.
Well, he
The rebound
kind of, no,
became
he
your
says
husband.
that. He admits it. He admits
the
it.
rebound.
He admits he kind
Had
of
he just like
He did
broken
admit
up with
it.
his girlfriend or something?
No, he had one at the time, but unbeknownst
Wait, he had
to
a
me.
woman at the
A
time?
girlfriend, yes. He had many girlfriends. He played baseball. He had
Oh,
gazillions of
MLB?
girlfriends all over the
MLB?
place. No, AAA.
AAA. Okay.
But he played for 16 years, so that's
Wow. Pitcher,
no third base.
third base. You gotta be careful of those third base guys.
At least he's not a
Third bit-
shortstop.
No,
Take a bunch of women to third
he was
base.
that
All
too
right.
at first. He started off.
Okay, but how long did it take for him to like make you his only girl? Like cut off the other girlfriends?
Oh God, a long time.
Really?
Well, I mean, I thought I was the only girl. In my mind, I was the only girl, but there were all kinds. So he probably wasn't monogamous to me till I would say it was a good 5 years later.
5 years?
Oh wow. 5 years.
Well, we did the long distance thing for a
Oh,
long
okay.
time.
That's so
We did
Were you
the long
okay?
distance
But were you
thing.
dating other dudes?
Yeah.
That's the only difference between monogamy and polygamy.
But honestly, I only saw a couple guys because I'm not a big dater anyway. I don't go out with a lot of guys. My body count is 2 hands worth of people. That was never kind of my thing. And so I was so hung up on him, it was hard for me to date other people because I'd
hard
meet
out
them
here. It's
and
hard
it
out here.
wasn't him. So I tried, but.
Yeah.